The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the producers and the individuals appearing on this program, and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the staff of the Sun Prairie Media Center, its members or underwriters, the board members of the Media Center Commission, Charter Communications, TDS Telecom, or the staff and elected officials of the City of Sun Prairie.
My name is Jamison Mike. The man I'm joined with here has performed 3 exorcisms on himself. His name is Mike.
None of them worked. They were all terrible exorcisms. I don't think I had the right tools.
Yeah?
Yeah, once I started spinning around, I could do my sayings and stuff like that.
Those rusty spoons are not the right things.
Yeah.
So, this looks a little different. We are on location this week, and our favorite place in the world. We are here at the Palace Cinema, Marcus Theater's beautiful cinema here in Sun Prairie, and we are right here in the Take 5 Lounge where all the action starts to happen. This is pretty great.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
I got these nice glasses.
Yes. Got your beverages.
Yes.
We're here to have some fun. We can check out a movie again. You know, we just came out of another one. There's always time for more movies. Right here at the Palace.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right, let's dive into what we have this week on the marquee. And the first movie we're going to be talking about is a movie called God Bless the Broken Road from director Harold Cron. It is a new film from the filmmakers of the God's Not Dead series. This one stars Lindsay Pulsifer's lady named Amber. The movie is, first off, the film is based on a Rascal Flatts song. God Bless the Broken Road. That's a song. That's what we're doing.
All right.
The movie opens. Amber has lost her husband, who was a soldier in Afghanistan. He died in Afghanistan. She is obviously devastated. She and her daughter.
Yeah.
We cut to immediately 2 years later, and she's losing her house. Her daughter is feeling it. She's battling with her ex-mother-in-law, who wants to take her daughter from her because she doesn't feel like she's being provided for, because Amber's feeling some severe depression and issues. Meanwhile, you also have a race car driver by the name of Cody who shows up in this small town.
I feel like that's the name of the first race car.
Yeah. He shows up in this sleepy town, and he's here to kind of pay a penance and to learn how to drive cars the right way from the local mechanic. Who's going to teach him how to really get it done. It's
Rocky 3?
Something like that. You also have a handicapped veteran who appears kind of randomly in the film. You're not sure why until the last 3 minutes. I mean, it's obvious, but they don't really tell you. Amber she's bitter. She's defensive. She's about to lose her health. She really doesn't want any help from anybody. She's just like Cody. Cody is also bitter and defensive because he's out of the limelight. It's a weird movie because it's kind of just all these different storylines shoved in for no reason. Mm-hmm. And it opens with this military thing, but you find out that the military portion is kind of just used as a framing for the movie. Like, it doesn't really pay off in any way. It's just a framing device. And the movie is more just all about Amber trying to keep her house. And how is she going to keep her house? You also have, she's also, mean to her daughter. Her daughter runs away at one point. And then you also have the story of Cody, who, of course, is going to fall in love with Amber. There's the romance there. There's also the storyline of some PTSD in here. You also have Robin Gibbons, who we haven't seen in a while, showing up in this with Jordan Sparks, American Idol winner, as kind of a support for her. You also have the drama with Amber and her ex-mother-in-law, which never really sorts itself out. And also at the end, quickly, they throw in a message about patience and having patience with God. You also have former NFL Hall of Famer LaDainian Tomlinson showing up as a priest, as a preacher.
Is the main draw of this movie is just seeing people you never see anymore?
Yeah, I mean, what it is it's so many stories jammed in for no reason. It's a mess. It's a big time mess. And so, unfortunately,
I'm sorry, I didn't see it.
Yeah, I'm sorry you didn't either. But anyways, I ultimately ended up giving God Bless the Broken Road a generous 1.5 stars out of 5. Yeah.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
It is the season.
It is the season indeed. Moving on, what's the movie that you have for us?
I have The Nun, and I was looking forward to this movie for quite a long time. They've been, if you're not familiar with the Conjuring series, this is a big, long thing started with James Wan, and these are fantastic horror movies, but, they're kind of running out of Conjuring. They kind of want to do some spin-offs, and in their spin-offs, they hint at certain horrors that will be coming up. One of them is The Nun, which they introduced in Conjuring 2. We don't know much about it, except for it's a Marilyn Manson looking that shows up in pictures and sneaks up on people. This one is her first full movie. This is the earliest of the timeline from The Conjuring. It takes place in 1952 back in Romania. And fun fact, this entire movie was shot in Romania. That's very authentic and badass.
It looks like a European Gothic horror film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As far as story goes, this one kind of just robs everybody else for their plot lines, and I'll just tell you what it is. We got 3 people pretty much in this entire movie. We have Father Burke, who is a priest with a troubled past that needs to go out to this convent to research what happened when they found a nun hanging by her neck outside. Yeah. So he goes to the town, and of course it's cursed. He doesn't go alone, he brings a nun. But she's not really a nun yet, she hasn't been fully communicated yet. So
vitiated.
Yes, and she's Sister Irene, played by Tessa Farmiga, which is also Vanessa's. Vera's. Sister. And then they find a local that will bring them out there named French. And he is pretty much the comedic part of the whole movie, which is something the Conjuring never really had. Once they get there, they do the classic horror movie thing where everybody splits up.
Right.
And after that, it just becomes a visual feast. Not much of the story. I love the locale. I actually love the acting, but the characters themselves really didn't go anywhere. And the plot line really does feel like it's been robbed from a lot of other horror movies.
It does feel like it's borrowed a lot of things because it is the specter of the nun herself is pretty terrifying.
Yeah.
In every incarnation of that nun, it gets me. And I think they did a good job in the beginning of really building this kind of sense of dread. And then the big chunk of the movie is kind of them chasing after shadows. I saw a shadow go down the hall, I better go follow that.
Yeah.
We get all of the classic things of this style of horror movie. We're going into a graveyard, we're going into dark quarters. I like how they get you really looking into the deep darkness of the movie. You see, there's darkness, but you're looking deep because there's got to be something there, and I think I make out a shadow of something.
And that's kind of the hallmark of the Conjuring series.
I like that. My issue with it is that there's some pretty horrible things that happen to them when they first walk in. They see some pretty horrible things that first night, and then they seem kind of completely unaffected by it the next morning, and it's like, okay, so let's split up again. Yeah. That's kind of crazy. This portal to hell is open, and evil is coming out. There's lots of jump scares in this movie, of course.
Twists that you see a million miles away.
You do, but I kind of like this as like an old school Universal monster movie. This is very much a Dracula movie. Yeah. This is heavily a Dracula movie. They're going there, there's something residing in this abbey, that no one goes to, up on the hill, and there's evil within there, and they go and they talk to it, and they find it, and it's very much an old Universal Dracula film. But I like all of these Conjuring universe movies, and I think I like that I don't know where they're going. There's no thread line when you know where the end of this is going to be. the Marvel franchise. You know where the end point is in this. This, they can kind of play with different types of films within the horror genre. And I think this one, they felt like, let's go and just make an old school European horror film.
I kind of disagree with not knowing what's going on, just because it is a prequel. So you know, since you've
obviously,
seen...
I mean, you know that, but I mean, with all of these movies, you have The Conjuring 3 coming out in a year and a half. You don't know where all of these things go. I mean, the nun basically is just kind of, she's introduced to The Conjuring 2, and same as Annabelle. Annabelle's kind of shown, and then we get more of her.
Yeah.
And I like that you don't know what their next one could be. After the Conjuring series, the branch-offs, like, I don't know, what other toy do they have in that room of treasures?
What, am I wrong? Was the nun in Annabelle origin story? I could have sworn she was pushing that wheelchair.
You could be right. I don't remember.
I'm going to rewatch all these for Halloween.
I love the use of Vera Farmiga's sister in this. I'm watching it going, man, that looks just like Vera. I think that was really cool to kind of tie things together with them. I think for me, this Conjuring series is probably, for horror movies, is the most reliable franchise in horror.
Yeah.
Like top to bottom, where at its worst, it's still good.
Yeah.
Wherever you want to put these, unlike most horror franchises where you get one or two and then there's something, eventually it's going to be terrible.
Yeah.
And I think this is great, and I'm excited for everyone that comes out.
Same here. I'm hoping that this is something that you don't really enjoy, like Star Wars.
Sure. No misses there. What did you end up giving The Nun, sir?
I gave it a 3. I love the look of it. I love the locale. I like the actors. I really was disappointed in the story. And I was expecting more of an origin story, and the origin story was extremely weak.
Yeah, I mean, I like the priest. I like the almost exorcist borrowing of that priest, Damien Bashir. It does kind of remind me of a terrible old joke, you know, a priest, a nun, and a Frenchman walk into an abbey.
Maybe they were thinking of that when they were writing up the script. Yeah.
I ended up giving it 3.5 stars.
Oh, good. I'm glad
good
you
flick.
like it.
I like it.
Yeah.
Good stuff. The next movie we have on the marquee for you, sir, is a film from director Pierre Morel. It is Peppermint. Peppermint, starring Jennifer Garner, is a lady named Riley North. Riley is a mom who will do anything for her daughter. She has a husband who is wrapped up with some bad elements. He's trying to kind of make a quick buck to help the family, and unfortunately that backfires on him, and he and their daughter are gunned down by some well-connected gang members who murdered them in a parking lot. And they're identified. Riley saw them, identifies them. Unfortunately, they get off scot-free because they are well-connected. And she has to kind of, you have to watch her kind of be completely helpless as the justice system fails her. And they walk away, and her life is not the same. She's gone for 5 years. It disappears. She comes back 5 years later, angry, skilled.
Very skilled.
Full.
She's better than an entire troop of Navy SEALs.
Yeah,
Really.
and she's John Wick.
Yeah.
She comes back, she's dangerous, and she's ready to seek revenge. It's Jennifer Garner really going back to her Alias roots of Jennifer Garner butt kicker. And she's pretty thorough as far as killing everyone who may have known anything about this crime.
Including almost some innocent bystanders.
Yeah, she goes after everyone. No one is safe. There is a high body count in this movie.
43.
Yeah.
43 people killed.
Pretty good.
3 off screen.
Oh. Okay.
Just hinted at.
And it does, you know, it's kind of a standard revenge flick. When she comes back, she's, you know, snap necks and shoot people and get revenge. I mean, we've seen John Wick, we've seen Van Damme, and many people make a living off of this type of movie. You killed my family, prepared to die.
Oh, the problem I have with this movie is it's very close to Punisher just kind of being released, and it is the Punisher story down to a T. They do nothing creative with it. Actually, I can't even say down to a T because the Punisher was actually good. And this one is so cheap. I feel like this one rocked out in the 80s, but audiences have seen all those films now, and you have to give us something different. I didn't have fun. I didn't learn anything new. I really disliked Jennifer Garner's character.
Really?
she was just, I mean, everybody's, like in all these vigilante movies, they're also making a huge point that, hey, yeah, here's someone taking out all the bad guys and they're the hero. But she was putting guns in people's mouths because she thinks that they're a bad father after a 2-second conversation with her child.
Yeah.
And then stealing someone's car, just innocently doing his job.
She was hyper-focused, tunnel vision.
If she's a vigilante, why is she victimizing other people? Just because she wants to be the judge and jury and executor.
Why was Peppermint? Why the title Peppermint? Do you remember?
And according to the preview, it was supposed to be what she called her daughter.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. But it really didn't have any significance.
It didn't. I was kind of surprised by that.
Yeah.
You know what? I kind of like this just dumb revenge movie. I kind of like these. What I like the most was because it is very standard action revenge flick. I was absolutely. I like Jennifer Garner in this. I like seeing her do something different. Her roles of late have just been playing the mom. She's been playing the mom for 10 years now, and she's fine. But I feel like I know what her character is every time I see a movie. And this was nice. I enjoyed watching Jennifer Garner snap necks. You know, it kind of reminded me of like you know how Linda Hamilton did it in Terminator 2. Suddenly she was like, I'm gonna start hurting people. I know you think I'm just a little lady here, but I'm gonna hurt people today.
I think I'd enjoy it if it was Betty White doing it.
She'd be great in this.
She'd be awesome.
She'd be great.
But Jennifer Garner.
I'll tell you what, I enjoyed this movie more than Atomic Blonde, which was another lady going out killing people, Charlize Theron.
Right.
I know that one is widely acclaimed, but I actually enjoyed this one a little bit more.
I'm glad you had fun.
I
wish I did that
I think
too.
I would watch another Peppermint movie and probably enjoy it just as much as this. It's fine.
Maybe they'll make a Skittles. The sequel.
Branch up. Oh,
yeah, just keep on doing
It's got to be all like grandma candies though.
Oh yeah.
It's got to be a lot of butterscotches,
those
strawberry bonbons.
What's the name of those peanuts? Circus peanuts. Those are absolutely terrible.
Nobody likes those. Nobody likes those. I think we're gonna be a little different on our scores for Peppermint.
Yeah, a little bit.
What did you end up giving?
I give it a 1.5. I thought I was generous.
I give it a 3.
Wow, that is awesome.
Why not?
I must have been having another bad week. You are loving the movie.
It's funny, I actually looked through at our scores that we've been giving for like the last month, and I'm higher than you on almost every movie. It's weird. We're kind of riding this way. I must be way more forgiving lately, or you are much more punitive on movies.
I think,
or a balance of the two. But it feels like every time we don't agree, it's because I like it more than you do, and that's not normal for me. I like hating movies sometimes.
Yeah. I don't know what. Maybe my water's tainted.
It could be.
Yeah, I'm going to call
tainted water. We could call it water. Okay, so let's take a look. Throw back to a movie. You got a movie here from 2005.
Yes. First time I've seen this movie. It was from your recommendation.
Yes.
Seeing Hard Candy.
Hard Candy.
It is a revenge story, and it's named after candy.
Yes.
So, but I really love this movie. We really only have two main characters. You have Ellen Page, she plays Haley Stark, and she's a 14-year-old girl who is kind of poaching a pedophile.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And, Jeff Kohlberg, played by Patrick Wilson, he is a photographer who is meeting a friend, and he only likes to take photos of models who are younger because they're not tainted or anything.
Sure.
But Ellen Page's character, she knows that you're doing a little bit more with these models. You're not a friend. You're just schmoozing people up, and I need to torture you for a couple hours.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting flick. David Slade directed this. And Ellen Page, she's played a 14. She was 17 at the time. She's still very young in her career.
Yeah.
And it's a really dark, deep character because it is kind of like this really chamber episode of where everything kind of happens for the most part within his house, within his apartment.
Yeah.
She meets him right away, but it's her playing coy to lure him in and convince him to bring her back to his house, and he thinks he's in control the entire time. And I like this. I like the realization on Patrick Wilson's face when he realizes he doesn't have control anymore. There's a couple of different moments in the movie where he's playing it like he's smart, and then there's a revelation of her plan for him, and you see the flop sweat on him, like, oh no,
Yeah.
This is not, I'm no longer in control. And that he can't manipulate her. She's manipulating him.
All the way through.
All the way.
She comes off as extremely brilliant. I mean,
yeah, she's
Yeah.
calculating. She is intense.
I think due to great writing and great chemistry between these two characters, this movie really does extremely well telling a good story.
It does. And I remember the first time I saw this, I didn't know what it was. Somebody told me, oh, you should watch Hard Candy. And I saw it years after it came out. And I think it was like after Inception. I was like, I'm really on page of Inception. Like, oh, you should watch Hard Candy. Oh, okay. And everything about it, from the cover to just, who's in it, like, oh, this will probably be a sweet little movie. Mm-hmm. It was not.
No.
It was disturbing.
Yeah.
I mean, she does some things to him that are horrifying.
Extremely horrifying.
And it leads you to this, I mean, at least for me, when I'm watching it, it leads me to have this kind of moral question of, like, how much of this am I okay with? If this situation is real life, is this we take we're vigilante? We're taking a lot. It's not as
everybody
though,
can be Jennifer Garner.
it's not as though he did something directly to her.
Yeah.
She suspected him of being a pedophile. And so I'm going to torture you. I've got a fly on set. I'm going to torture you and really ruin your life. And part of me is like, okay, yeah, the pedophiles deserve this. Part of me is like, I think they deserve the law and not what you're doing.
They did a really good job at making it seem like there was a lot of nuance. You never really saw him do what you were expecting him to do. He was judged before anything happened.
He was judged before he met her.
True. And even though the audience is to believe later that, yeah, he did this, still it was, what happened if she's wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Do you deserve to have extreme torture?
Right. Yeah. It's an enjoyable film in a deep, dark way. But
if you like deep and dark, check out Hard Candy. It was the first time I've seen it. I
excellent.
suggest you guys do it.
Excellent. Let's take a look ahead at what is going to be coming soon. We're going to have 4 movies coming up on the marquee in a week. The first one is the newest film from Michael Moore, the controversial documentarian, and he is revisiting one of probably his most famous movie, and flipping it. We have Fahrenheit 11/9. Remember Fahrenheit 9/11? Mm-hmm. Now we got Fahrenheit 11/9. He's delving into the politics of this great nation. And I'm guessing that he has an angled slant on it. It is not a well-rounded, let's show both sides evenly type of documentary.
That's not what he does.
No, it isn't.
But it's entertaining.
He's eye-opening. You just have to realize that with Michael Moore, he makes his films with an agenda. And if you're on, however you feel about that, you just realize that he's not showing everything. He's showing what he wants you to see.
Yeah.
So, but that's going to be coming out, and it's rare to get like a documentary in theaters. And this year, it's like a couple of good documentary. I love it. I'm all for it. The next one we have is a film called Life Itself. This one stars Oscar Isaac, Olivia Wilde, and Olivia Cook. And this is a nice little romance movie.
I'm not looking forward to it just because of the actors.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a cool cast. I'm in for that. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. The next one we have, this one's interesting to me. First off, it's got a terrible title. The House with a Clock in Its Walls. We have Jack Black and Kate Blanchett. What's interesting to me is I ride for both of these people. I love Jack Black and Kate Blanchett. Yeah, I think they're just a lot of fun. And the trailer looks interesting. What's weird to me is it constantly references like based on the best-selling novel, the kids series. I have kids, and none of them have ever heard of this book series.
Well, it did really well for Goosebumps, and they're like, yeah, but everybody's heard of Goosebumps.
Everyone's heard of Goosebumps. It was even weirder to me is the first time I saw this trailer, I assumed it was the new Goosebumps movie. Jack Black starred in that. Yeah. This movie has a similar feel to it. I was like, oh, cool, the new Goosebumps. No, it's a different movie. And then next was the trailer for Goosebumps. Jack Black's not in that.
Yeah,
I like it.
I
like it. But anyways,
I like it. I think it's he can't be in the new movie, so he's just going to do it's kind of Goosebumps.
Yeah. So that's the House with the Clock in Its Walls, and then the last movie. This movie sounds incredibly interesting for everything about it. It's called The Sisters Brothers. The Sisters Brothers takes place in the 1850s and you have John C. Reilly and Joaquin Phoenix star as the brothers and sisters. That's their last name.
Oh, okay.
And they are assassins who are chasing after a gold prospector who hit it big, played by Jake Gyllenhaal, and they're trying to assassinate him.
Does this take place in the 1800s?
1850s.
Okay.
Yes. It also has Riz Ahmed. I mean, this cast: John C. Reilly, Joaquin Phoenix, Jake Gyllenhaal, Riz Ahmed.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
It looks horribly interesting to me. I love it.
Is this going to get a major release?
I hope so.
All right, sweet.
No promises, but it sounds really interesting to me. So I'm looking forward to Sisters, Brothers. Like I said, here we are. We're taking advantage of this beautiful space right here in the Palace in Sun Prairie. We recommend you come out. Look at this. This is where you can come. You can have a drink and watch a game and get ready to go into the movies.
And I knew this, but it's hard for me to remember. But I just read a sign that every Mondays at 7:30 they have trivia night. You can win, and I want us to go. I want to see.
I think we need to do this.
I'm going to put a challenge out to everybody else to try to beat us.
Come on out to trivia.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm all game. I'm all for it.
All right.
So anyways, before we do anything else, we have to thank our sponsor. A very special thanks to the Palace Cinema right here in Sun Prairie. Marcus Theaters, thank you for doing all that you do and being so generous to us.
Thank you for Katrina for helping us out with
Our girl Katrina is the best. If you come to this theater and you see a smiling face standing back there ready to hand you a ticket, that is our girl Katrina, odds are. So thank you, Marcus, for sponsoring the program. We do appreciate it. There's some exciting things going on around here. I think, here's what I think.
Right.
We are finally out of the doldrums of late August all the way through September. Like, I think we're almost there.
We're almost there.
All of that was bad. I'm looking ahead at things. We got movies coming out. We got Halloween is coming out soon. That's getting released. I'm excited. I think we got good movies
There's
on
a lot of movies coming up that I'm so excited for.
Yeah.
And it makes it harder to really love the movies now, knowing all these things like Bohemian Rhapsody. That's I've been looking forward to that.
Look, you can still enjoy it now. And enjoy that later.
I'm impatient.
Okay, well that's fair. That's fair enough. We know that. Besides having performed 3 exorcisms, that's also impatient. Our next week's show, we're gonna have some fun things. We got the Predator. I'm looking forward to that. I'm hopeful. Fingers crossed.
I don't know.
Get a good Predator.
I want it to be a good Predator.
Yeah. We also have A Simple Favor, which I'm excited for. Blake Lively and Anna. Interesting little flick. We also have White Boy Rick, starring Matthew McConaughey. Also, some things that are going on around here. The Palace is showing the Harry Potter series. You can get a ticket where you can see all of the Harry Potter movies. I believe it's 8 Harry Potter movies plus the Fantastic Beasts, and then we have a new Fantastic Beasts that is opening up shortly thereafter the series. So that's kind of fun, catching all the Harry Potter movies on the big screen. My minimum was $27 for
cheap.
9 movies.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I mean it's an insane deal. You have to be crazy to pass it up. And also, in honor of the late great Burt Reynolds, Smokey and the Bandit is back in theaters for the next week. So yeah, come check that out. Come catch Smokey and the Bandit. Can't go wrong with that. What if we're gonna show Smokey and the Bandit 3? That's the one where the snowman takes over?
No, I have no idea.
Bert's gone, it's just the snowman out there running around with Flash.
I just think they should just play the words over and over again.
Yeah?
People need a feel-good movie.
You think people want to hear the banjos when they're walking down the hallway? No, that freaks me out. I don't want anything to do with that. Anyways, if you want to find more from us before we go, of course, you can find us online. We're there waiting for you to join us. We're on Facebook, and so are you. So find us there, Real Reviews TV. We're also on Twitter at Real Reviews TV. You can find all of our previous episodes. 230 episodes up there. If you go to sunprairiemediacenter.com, click the on-demand player. You can also find us on YouTube by searching Real Reviews, KSUN, KSUN. That's our channel right here. All of those things. You can listen to us on the radio, do all these things, but go on there, chit-chat with us, talk about some movies. We always enjoy that. Like I said, next week we're going to be talking about Predator, Simple Favor, White Boy Rick. Mike, this has been great.
This has been fantastic.
I can't wait to do this again.
We're going to have to do it somewhere else cool.
This
whole place has a lot of cool places.
There are cool places. All right, let's head on out of here. Until next week, we talk about all of these fun movies. I'm Jamison.
I'm Mike Roth.
Thanks for watching.